let's move on to the fight with Chrisean, because I mean, all we know is what you guys have, you know, a piece of her story, a piece of your story. Callie says that you FaceTimed her, you got a black eye, you're bleeding, you know what I'm saying? And that's what led up to her going over to your son's house to fight everybody. And it was very graphic for her to tell about, you know, concerning your son stomping on her stomach, and that's what made her pee on herself. And then we see video online of your daughter literally getting, you know, it appears to be beat up, but she's obviously got pee on her back, and some people are saying that it's poop. And, you know, for me, I wouldn't even be able to sit up and talk after that, because I would be humiliated. And I could tell that it bothered her a lot to talk about that, but like, that's what ultimately led up to that fight. Now, Chrisean Rock is in the picture. Jaden is somewhat out of the picture. Okay?
I don't think she'll ever be out of the picture.
Okay. Well, I mean, Chrisean Rock is obviously now living at the house, and
she's making the money.
She's making the money. Your daughter said that too. And I think everybody kind of sees that for what it is. She's the money maker right now, while he's not.
I mean, we know she's not making no money yet, but that's where it's going.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, she's getting booked and busy and stuff. And so, you know, he's managing her and things like that. But what was the breakdown? Because even before they have always kind of fought and broken up and gotten back together. I remember your daughter saying that, you know, she even went over to fight Chrisean, you know, for Jaden, you know, because, you know, Chrisean was getting pretty close to your son, Jonathan. But for her to put hands on you, what happened that day besides what led up to you throwing bottles at Chrisean?
I think when my son said, I was arguing with him, telling him that he's got 2 dogs there already. Okay. Jaden's gone. So now I'm cleaning the house, and obviously my husband is there because we're running his restaurant. Okay. When he asked us to come run the restaurant, I said no. Okay. He said, you gave my brother 13 years driving back and forth with him and doing all this stuff for him for prison. You can't help me, so now I'm obligated. Mm-hmm. I'm in the middle of doing my show, and I'm excited, and, you know, my husband just retired. We just moved to Las Vegas. I pick up, rent out the house, move with him, me and my husband, because we had a restaurant in Ohio, so he knew we knew everything. Okay. So we get it going for him. We're working for him. Him and Jaden are going back and forth, you know, because of the Chrisean stuff. Jaden is taking out everything on me. So what led up to the fight between you two? I'm going back and forth with him. They come in from out of town. I'm at the house, just got done cleaning up. My husband is allergic to dogs, so I've already got 2 dogs that I'm trying to hurry up, get in, get out, clean them up, do all this without, you know, letting him know. They come in with another dog. Now, mind you, these 2 people don't clean. They full-blown celebrities. They need maids. Her in between the 2 of them. So Whack 100 was telling the truth about Chrisean's hygiene? I'm just going to say they needed maids. Okay. And I guess I was there, so Jaden wasn't there, so that will put me, the next man in charge, to make sure I'm not going to live like this. So. Okay. So anyway, you're back and forth. I'm back and forth with him. I got my finger in his face. I didn't really realize that they were drunk until days after, and I saw the online of them on the way to the house. I didn't even know they were drunk when they were there. Okay. So obviously some of that is like enhanced too, for sure. Like, he was out of character. He just kept being like real, like, well, you tripping? Like, why you this and why you that? And then he started telling her, like, she don't even really like you. She don't with you like that. And I'm like, why would you tell her that? I'm driving this girl around for you, doing all this stuff, you know, babysitting for you, taking her to her apartment to do this and that. And you tell her, why would you tell her that? And he's like, well, you don't really with her. Ding, her trauma light goes on. Betrayal. Okay, so how did it end up with you? Because she said that she had responded to you throwing things at her, and that was why. When I told him after 9 times, I begged him literally 9 times. I said, John,
I need a big favor from you. You want me to sleep with your wife, man?
Get her pregnant. It may require me sleeping with her multiple times.
Multiple times?
Yes, multiple times. Different positions, front shots, back shots. I have to go hard to get her pregnant, man.
I was shaving.
Shaving what? Your armpits?
My armpits down there?
Why are you shaving down there?
You want your cousin to see me unshaved?
But I've seen you like that sometimes.
You're my husband. He's not.
Remember, make it quick.
That's up to him. You know I have no control over that.
I'll leave you 2 alone. I'm going to a bar. I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, max. Make it quick.
Look, I need at least 45 minutes, man.
What if I'm a menace doing well, Morris?
To be honest, I go for hours.
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.
If you don't get her out of my face, me and him going back and forth, I'm not taking care of another dog. I'm not cleaning up this mess. You gotta be kidding me. I had already told her he can't have another dog here.
Okay.
Take the dog. Your mom's over there at your apartment. Take the dog over there. This was 2 weeks before she went and got the dog. So if you notice on her live after everything goes down, she says, my dog knew the assignment.
Okay.
Which I thought was very evil and manipulative because she knew what she was doing because I had already told her I'm not taking care of another dog.
So you think it was a ploy to kind of get you irritated and maybe get you to move out?
It could have been. I even texted him and asked him, I said, well, did you guys do that on purpose? Like, is this part of your famous stunt? Like for her to go viral? Was this on purpose?
Yeah. And
he said, no, Mom, I love you dearly. I would never do something like this to you on purpose. In fact, I really liked you and Pop's here.
Okay. So you're in each other's face, you throw the bottle, and that's when she starts.
No, that was 5 minutes later. I said, get her out of my face. She's like, my mom will take care of the dog. My mom will be doing all of this stuff. My mom gonna come in here and do all of this stuff. I said, do not compare me to your mom because your mom's on drugs and we're two different people. John's not gonna let your mom in here. So forget it. Not even realizing what I said was also gonna push another trauma button. She took it as I'm calling her mom a drug addict. We got the same mom, been through the same experience. Why would I do that? Okay. That wasn't it at all. But people take things the way they are when they're dealing with that trauma. Didn't even realize what I said. I'm still arguing with him. And I even said, like, he's like, well, I mean, where else the dog gonna go? I'm not cleaning up the dog's poop. You guys need to clean up after yourself. I'm basically just going on and on with him. People were like, oh, you're on the internet and it's his house. No, I don't care if it's his house. I live here. Okay. I'm not going to live in filth. I'm not going to have, as soon as the dog ran in, it jumped on the counter. My husband would have had it. We would have moved out that night. Okay. So I was already like, oh God, I'm already barely got my husband to go along with this. He's retired and don't have to do none of this. And I got him doing all of this stuff for you. Okay. You getting ready to bring this girl in. She doesn't clean. She doesn't do anything to help with this house. And then on top of that, we got dirty pennies on top of the counter. It's too much. Oh. And it is your house. Tear the roof off if you like. But you asked me to come here. You need to respect that I'm here. And then when I leave, tear the roof off again.
I don't see how you did it.
I really love that restaurant. And I was really 125%. And this is your backup plan. And we're going to open 1 million of them across the country. And I was like, this could be a good family foundation.
I would love that restaurant from a condo. Like living with Blueface and Chrisean.
Well, he started off paying me
with dirty pennies on the counter.
Now remember, she was only there like 30 days before all this went down. Okay. So it wasn't long. Okay. It wasn't.
So Jaden was clean.
Oh gosh, yes. She's just how we did at my house when she came to my house.
Okay, I can see her. He put her videos online. She do keep a clean
house.
Yeah,
she keep a clean house. She puts the baby to bed, and then she has her time. It started when I come home from work. Yeah. She would be up drinking. So I'd be dog tired. Sometimes I just want to go to bed, but now I got to sit down here with her because John's not here and he's somewhere doing Chrisean, and I got to sit here and be a woman too. You know what I'm saying? This isn't my business, but I'm not just going to leave her here drunk at the table crying. So now I got to sit here and do this extra. Sterl's like, my husband like, girl, my husband literally told me when Chrisean came, she was there. She turned the music up at like 7 a.m.
Chrisean?
Blasting it. Like we weren't even there. Now, mind you, we get in from the restaurant like 10:30. So we trying to sleep till at least 9. And he was like, don't talk to her. Don't do nothing with her. Please don't say nothing to her. He begged me, no relationship. And I just disobeyed his orders. Okay. Because he already could see that something wasn't right. Like.
So the fight was ultimately about her lacking, I guess, respect, cleanliness, and you just got frustrated.
It wasn't even her. I'm talking to him. Remember, this is not my child. I'm not getting ready to direct anything to you. So as I'm talking to her, she started talking to me about don't talk to her daddy like that. Don't talk to my daddy like that. You need to.
She talking about your son is her daddy?
Yes, girl. I about lost it to his mama.
Who's your daddy?
I'm like, we need to find your daddy, baby, because this right here is not your daddy. This is my son. I'm about to tell him how I feel about this mess right now. So I'm going on and on. He got this little evil smirk on his face, Hennessy smirk. And I'm like, get her out of my face right now. Before I throw this water bottle.
With you about you talking to your
son.
son.
Yeah, what kind of mama? You ain't no kind of mama. You this, you that. My mama will be doing this, and my my mama would be doing that. You living off my daddy. You in here rent free, living off my daddy. And I'm like, I wanted to laugh, but I was like, Carter, my grandson, I need you to go upstairs and lay down so I can talk to your uncle right now. I said, Jonathan, you got this girl in my face, knowing you had another girl in here last night. If you don't get her out of my face, I'm gonna act a fool. I had already threw the water bottle at this point because I was done. He was like, if you throw something else, I'm gonna let her get on you. I'm gonna let her get you. I said,
I need a big favor from you.
You want me to sleep with your wife, man? Get her pregnant. It may require me sleeping with her multiple times.
Multiple times?
Yes, multiple times. Different positions. Front shots, back shots. I have to go hard to get her pregnant, man.
I was shaving.
Shaving what? Your armpits?
My armpits down there.
Why are you shaving down there?
You want your cousin to see me unshaved?
But I've seen you like that sometimes.
You're my husband. He's not.
Remember, make it quick.
That's up to him. You know I have no control over that.
I'll leave you two alone. I'm going to a bar. I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, max. Make it quick.
Look, I need at least 45 minutes, man.
45 minutes doing what, Morris?
To be honest, I go for hours.
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.
and I looked at the water bottle and looked at him while I'm looking at him, all I feel is a bunch of Karlissa 1990 blows to the dome.
Oh, wow.
You know how she sneak people.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, what just hit me? I literally fell after like maybe boop, boop, boop. I was on the ground.
And he didn't do anything?
When I looked up and she kicked me the second time because I curled up in a ball, I looked up and he was like the Hennessy had like took him by surprise also. Like he couldn't believe it himself. I tell you, he could not believe it himself. Jonathan has never raised his hand at me. He's never ever even like the incident we had 4 years ago was probably our only incident we ever had. Ever. This is a person who would...
I'm just trying to figure out, like, how is he even still laying up with this woman that put hands on you? Did he try to get her off?
You do some
Did he try to...
things.
So when you curl up in a ball...
when I curled up in a ball, he grabbed her he grabbed her pretty hard. So I can say like, dang, well, how long was you gonna let her kick me? But he definitely was like, whoa, that's my mama. Like he grabbed her. For sure. And he was trying to tell Callie that, like, you know how mommy is? And she done he was on the phone trying to convince Callie.
He put it in her head that she could put hands on
and
you.
That's why she did it. And that's what I told him. He says, I swear I didn't know she was going to do that. Like, but you definitely threw none whatsoever, because like I told him, even if my mom had spit on somebody, I would take them. You had 10, 15 minutes to take her upstairs and communicate with me how we do without her, especially knowing what happened in the past.
I just can't see my mom curled up on a ball, watching, my significant other put hands on her. I just cannot see that, and just a lack of the lack of respect.
And it's
I don't
even
care.
when my older son is like in my face, like talking crazy to me, he's quick on the draw, like get out my mama's face. Like you just lost it that day. Like you forgot I was your mom that day. He could have just been really mad that I said you had another girl in here last night.
Yeah, I mean, but still, there's still no excuse, like
none whatsoever.
But let me ask you something. I'm still stuck on you being curled in a ball.
Curled in the ball on the floor, blood dripping on my face. When I got up,
what did your husband say?
Oh my God. He came downstairs and I was sitting on a chair and I tried to hide my face. Obviously, I don't want my husband to go upstairs and do nothing. You come back down and do nothing to my son, which is why I never hit her back. I never even tried to hit her back. I never fought her back. I never tried to do any of that. I tried to like, oh God, let me hurry up and get out of this situation. We was just in a home invasion. So my husband has got his license and he's on go to like do what he got to do if case may be. That's why we're here. So I was like, oh my God, he's going to hear this and come downstairs and shoot everybody. I was for sure in my mind as I'm on the ground. That's all I kept thinking.
So what did he do?
He came downstairs once it was all over, and I was sitting on the chair, and and I tried to put my head down so he couldn't see the blood, and he walked over and picked my face up, and he looked at John and said, "Did you let this hit my wife?" And they both ran. She ran out the back door with her dog and hopped the fence, and my son ran out the garage door and jumped in the car, and they drove off. And he drove off. So that's what happened.
Did you leave that night?
Or no, did you I stayed because they left, and he called me back, and we went back and forth about it, and I heard some type of remorse in his tone, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be out of here in 30 days and figure it out, or, you know, whatever. But I was just making that decision on my own. My husband was packing shit the next day, like, no. Either I'm gonna hurt your son, or, you know, we can't stay here no more. So the next day, we were gonna leave once he went and just got things situated at the restaurant. But the entire restaurant has saw me online with a black eye, and I don't know if Sterling might have talked to somebody there or what happened, but everybody quit, like that day or the next day. Just took their shirts off and was like, no, you work too hard in here for him to let or allow, because I mean, they see Chrisean, they see that it's a problem. Everybody could see that it's just waiting to happen type of thing. Like, oh my gosh, she's in your house too. Like, oh my God, like, you know, so everybody could kind of see like what I was going through.